and episode 76 of Midnight Poppyland. And we are here with Shirin and Sadie, who both do interesting stuff, and I will let them talk about it on their own.
Want to go first, Shirin? I've been here before. I'm Shirin. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, I'm very sorry. We decided to channel some of the characters of this week's episode. So I'm wearing a face mask and I look a bit terrifying. Anyway, I've been on before and we were kind of just talking about other things we're doing. And so I do have a original story I'm telling using The Sims. So if you want to check out my other Instagram account, it is Caesar.sims, Feazar.sims. And feel free to check it out.
I'm Sadie. I live in the UK. I do lots of jobs, including being a music teacher. I'm an equine behaviourist, which I was just explaining is basically helping horses with, traumatic incidents or behavioural issues, training with biscuits. And I'm also the artist and creator of Celestis, which is on Webtoon.
Woohoo. Yes, and I'll be leaving links to both of their work down below, and please check it out because I am so impressed by the creativity of everyone in the fandom. So it's just so lovely to see what everyone produces and inspiring. Awesome. Well, we have the best episode today, so let's dive right in because I'm so excited. So yeah, take it away, Shirin.
All right, so I'm doing the first part, and I'm sorry, the first panel already had me sighing. I know it's like a repetition of last week's panel, but they're making out in the lake and it's so cute. I still don't understand the physics of how Tora's shirt came off, but I'm glad it did.
MPL magic.
Yeah.
The desires of the fandom just coming in to Lily's drawing pad and the lake sucking it off.
Just gone.
Yeah. All right, then we get a close-up of them making out and they're both kind of huffing and puffing. I'm not gonna vocalize those, just but Tora asks, who are those party poopers, referring to the people that stopped by in the last episode? And so Poppy says, oh, my dad's co-workers from a local computer engineering company. He was a bit of a loner, didn't have many friends except Ned and June. So they're that married couple that we met last time.
Sorry, did you have something to say on this panel? Okay, so the fact that he was a computer engineer, my first thought was like, oh, because we talked about who changed the address in the system or whatever system it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about Granny, blah, blah, blah. And some people said maybe Dad right before he died to protect his family. And if he was a computer engineer, he would have that set of skills.
Yeah.
True.
That's a good point. Funny how he says party poopers. That doesn't sound like something Tora would say to me.
Yeah, that's true.
I just thought it was cute.
The fact that he was a loner, we always speculate which one of her parents was in the mafia, maybe blah, blah, blah. But if her dad was the one in the mafia, maybe, and he ran away from that life, maybe he's a loner because he knew he couldn't bring people into his life because it was dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to get into this because I have notes.
Okay.
Also, what I'm just realizing, remember when we got the panel of Poppy like crying in the hospital, like way back, and there were these random people in the background. Were those Ned and June?
I don't know. What episode was it?
It was the one where Poppy was talking with Mr. Lamb, like in the restaurant, the second time they met. Let's dive in quickly. I feel like it could be them because I remember people were wondering about who that was. I don't know if you remember it.
She wasn't in the hospital anymore? Not when she was with Greg. I had to find the episode.
Do you remember the one I meant? I think it's 30 or 31. Sorry, don't want to stall it, but I'm just realizing this.
When she was at the restaurant, you mean?
Yeah, so she's wearing that like flowery blazer at the restaurant. And then I think she remembers back to, but I don't know if it's in that episode that she remembers back to seeing her dad in the hospital, but she's like talking with Mr. Lamb, I think. Okay, maybe I'm remembering it all wrong.
Oh, yes, I see what you're saying. I thought it was in her house, but well, she does have short hair, and but the guy has like different hair, but maybe.
Did you find it?
Yeah, it's in 30, like you said. So this one. But
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
because I was always wondering who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I was wondering if they were random or if, like, they're gonna come back up again.
Yeah, especially since like it says he didn't have a lot of friends or anything like
Right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Could be. I mean, she has short hair. It's a different color now, I think, and the guy kind of looks like his hairstyle is different, but who knows?
well, anyway, sorry for that detour. Going back to this episode, she says, I used to play with their kids here at the lake and the forest with my cousins Danny and Belle.
Sorry, I was trying to click something away and it made noise. Sorry.
And then he says, you got 2 cousins, and who else? And then he moves on to her neck, and she's like super cute, blushing, and says, oh, they're actually my aunts, which that's new information.
Yeah.
We just say we're cousins because we're close in age and people get confused. And then she says, anyway, I don't have a very big family. Bella and Danny are my grandpa's youngest siblings' daughters. So her grandpa's, because I was trying to work this out, how it works, but her grandpa's youngest siblings' daughters. So like her
cousins, I think, right? Grandfather, right? Her mom, grandfather's youngest sibling. Wait, where's my?
So her mom's cousins.
Mom, Poppy.
Cousins once removed or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's her first cousin once removed. So person, Danae. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this handy dandy chart. So Granny and Grandpa, the brother, right? Their kids are Danny and Thingy. They're first cousins with the mom, and here's Poppy.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, they are, I guess, then from her granny's ex-husband's family. And then she says, Grandpa passed away before I was born, and him and Granny only have 1 daughter. That's my mom, of course. So it's confirmed that Granny is Poppy's mom's mom.
Oh, finally.
And before we move on to the steaminess, so I've been wondering this. I've been wondering whose parent Granny actually is. Because the thing is, with her being the mom's mom, it's even weirder that the mother left. Right? Because for Poppy to not have seen her at all and for a long, long time, that means that probably she didn't have any contact with the rest of the family either. Like she didn't seem to have left only Poppy, but also her own mother.
Yeah,
which makes me wonder, like if it was Poppy's dad who was in the mafia, like let's say there's only one person in the mafia, if it was her dad and not the mom, you wouldn't be leaving your daughter with him. You would be taking her away, right? Unless.
Did she leave? Or did she, leave?
Or I don't know. I feel like maybe there's Poppy's mom left and is like hatching some kind of major plot in the background to keep her daughter safe. Maybe she felt like, I think I speculated on one of the previous podcasts that she couldn't have taken Poppy because if Poppy was an heir to some throne, then she wasn't allowed to take her, right? But she herself like couldn't handle the pressure. But I'm hoping like maybe as like a redeeming factor, maybe Poppy's mom is trying to work something behind the scenes in the last 10 years. I don't know. But
so your idea would be like if Poppy was an heiress, let's say, then her mom, but like the clan knows it's Poppy, then the mom wouldn't be able to take her. But then would Poppy still be in the dark now that she's grown up? Like
I based on what she said last episode, where she said I'm in the mafia, it seems as though she has just been pulling a fast one on us, the readers. Like we thought that she didn't know anything, but she really did all along. It just hasn't shown us.
It's weird. I don't know what to think anymore. I just want to know.
Do you think we've seen Poppy's mum in the background? Because often all of
That
these
too.
characters that she draws, they
Yes.
come up again, don't they? Like, what does he call him? Walmart Joker.
Yes.
Yes.
Have you ever seen Darla's meme where like she throws all the women and like up on a screen? She's
Yeah.
like, they're all Poppy's mom. Like any random character.
Yeah, so good. I mean, to be fair, I think for me, if it's anyone that we've seen before, it's that woman next to Goliath.
Right. Yeah. Red woman.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because you can see her face so distinctly, and she has like this very memorable face.
Mhm.
And it's drawn like in detail. Like Lily has these kind of different grades to which she puts detail in. And yeah, it's a different level of detail for sure. In that face, you
Other
can
women
really
didn't
see
have
it really
faces.
well.
In that particular scene, they didn't even have faces. The other woman on his side.
Yeah,
I think also in reference to the whole like family thing, I think the fact that she says that her grandpa, she mentions the grandpa, right? You know, that he has, we know he passed away. And I think, you know, we had this whole story with Granny's name at the hospital, and she goes by her maiden name and like De La Fleur or Pearl or Kim, whatever. And I
Yeah.
think that the fact that the grandpa is mentioned is significant. So maybe, I don't know if that, I don't know, because we're like, we don't know if like, yeah, if it's the dad side, the mom side, both, you know, now that we know that Granny is from the mom side, it's kind of a little, we thought, okay, you know, dad is the mafia guy now and Granny's his mom, but now we find out that it's her mom's mom. So we're, I don't know, but I think the fact that they mentioned the grandpa is significant, that he passed away, you know, I don't know, I'm thinking some kind of like, again, passing the torch on to the next generation and something.
I think passed on
Yeah.
before she was born is important as well, because Poppy's not going to have even nearly so much context, is she? She's not going to know, even she's only going to have secondhand information about him.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
there's definitely a lot there, and I can't wait for it to be revealed. Also, I think I'm ready to take this off.
yeah. You know, must be
Yay!
uncomfortable.
Now you just have to look at my what do you call it? My unmakeup face.
Beautifully
Just look at all of
moisturized
that.
face, though.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious if we're gonna get the reveal in like one big shocking episode, or if it'll be distributed over the course of like time.
Yeah, because I mean, if Poppy is actually in the mafia, like this was already, for that bit, that was already like a mini reveal now, you know? Because she just kind of said it and then we just glossed over it, you know, Tora was like, ah, ha, 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 and then there was a spider. So, I don't really know. Well, did anybody else like die when they saw the panel of Tora licking her?
Yes.
Oh yes. Ooh, so sexy. Beyond yum, yum, yum. Delicious.
Yeah, and finally Poppy responds. She's like,
Oh my god. Yes. I think.
yeah.
Oh, this episode was beyond sexy. Like, I'm sorry, this was like Secret Garden territory, which was obviously
It is, isn't it?
Garden
Oh,
for listeners is Lily's Patreon, not safe for work content, and it is amazing. So
Yeah. And it's interesting because I mean we've seen them do so much more, but still this episode, these like little things, you know, because you know it's like the first time it's happening. It's so special because there's the like narrative context. It's awesome.
yes, I bet you Jewelry didn't do anything like that. I don't know, I have no reaction.
I bet she didn't let him. She was like, no, you're not touching me. So again, their breaths are picking up and she says, so it's just a few of us in this town at least. Yes.
Wait, what did you think when she said in this town at least?
Well, I was a little bit distracted. But I wasn't so sure because I was like, well, does she just mean, you know, we're not close to more extended family?
I was thinking, right, in this town at least, maybe there's more of them in Narran City doing their mafia business.
Or somewhere else.
Right, here's where dad ran away, but
Yeah.
Or somewhere else.
Perhaps her mafia ties are within another city or something. I don't know.
Maybe that's where Goliath is, in that jungle place.
Yeah. Yeah. Jungle City, yes.
Yeah, where is that? Goliath needs to show up again, but also I don't want him to.
Oh, why not?
Well, because I think it means like angst returning, you know,
Oh,
which is exciting, but I'm very happy where we are right now.
okay. I got very curious about
also
Goliath
Tora.
recently. So,
Oh yeah. Tora looks like an absolute snack
yeah.
in the lake here.
And he
But
looks
then
like
he
he's
looks
absolutely obsessed with Poppy. I mean, he's just like gazing straight in her eyes, completely focused on her, filled with, you know, total attention on her, and like very lustful as well. It's amazing.
Yeah. But then in the next panel, like something in his gaze changes and it looks, I don't know, almost concerned or upset. I don't know. And then he asks if they should go inside. And I was wondering, like, either is he so horny that he wants to continue, or is he noticing that it's maybe overwhelming for her and they should stop for a second?
He's a cautious, isn't he? Like he's worried about it being too much for him or for her. I don't know, both of them.
Yeah. Because like when I first saw it, yeah, I thought he meant like, before we go further, should we go inside, but like continue inside, but then they don't continue inside, which makes me think that maybe he meant like, let's take a break. Well,
I mean, it's possible like he meant continue, but then once they got inside, they decided to like, you know, shower and stuff.
Yeah. I don't really know.
Stinky pond water probably isn't much of an aphrodisiac, is it?
I don't know. I find lakes quite charming.
Yeah. But Poppy says, yeah, and she looks like a bit freaked out, and I thought this was because he's asking her to go inside. But then she says, if that's not your 8-fingered hand creeping up my ankle, then we should definitely go. This is the most hilarious panel where Tora just does this like superhuman jump out of the water, and Poppy has just become like a little rag doll flying over his shoulder.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, do you think she made it up? Because, you know, the next panelist says like, oh, wet t-shirt disaster averted. So I was wondering if she made it up so that Tora would dash out of there so he wouldn't see her in like a wet tank top with no bra underneath. Like, or if he really...
Good point. I didn't know what to make of that note that says wet t-shirt disaster averted. I was like, they were already wet.
Right. She was in the water, so he didn't see her.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's not a disaster. It's actually, we're here for it. Like we don't mind wet t-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're inside, and now I'm gonna hand it over to Sadie.
Yes. And now we've got the infamous bunny.
Yeah.
I really like the bunny, it's really cute. But just as a small thing, didn't Poppy say there's no electricity in the house?
Battery operated. So
maybe, I don't know.
I mean, we don't see a wire coming out, so maybe it just has
maybe battery.
Yeah, maybe. It's
solar powered bunny.
Solar powered bunny, that's what it is. Yeah. I actually looked up what white rabbits meant in various different cultures.
Nice.
Where is it? There it is. So mercy, elegance, and beauty. And in some parts of Asia, longevity as well. So there's also a really popular, I don't know if you've ever had them, it's a really popular candy in Japan called White Rabbit, which is like a kid's favorite thing. I just thought that was interesting. But yes, it's a little white rabbit. And what I noticed here as well is that everything is very, very warm. He's in the house and it's all really, really warm colours, nice and glowy and kind of safe, cozy feeling. And it's a really small room for a really big guy.
He's also in her room. This was Poppy's room, right? Like I thought he was going to the spare bedroom, but somehow he's in her room.
Yeah. What's that all about? Have we missed out something here?
She had certain intentions when she picked her wardrobe. She said, like, maybe I want to feel a bit sexy tonight. So
maybe
we are on board.
And then Tora is sitting and says, Quince, I need to tell her. And this is where I'm going to put my behaviorist hat on. So he's clasping his own hands there, and that's a self-soothing behavior. So he's anxious, he's showing kind of outward displays of anxiety, whatever it is that he's thinking about, and it's not something that I ever remember seeing him do before, so it's obviously big for him. We haven't seen him be anxious kind of at all until the spider incident and being caught making out in the lake incident.
Well, he would smoke a lot. Like I remember after when he was in the car with GU and they couldn't find the notebook, he was smoking a lot. And like I do remember him being a bit anxious, maybe a little more controlled about it, but like we were able to pick up on it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, smoking is a self-soothing behavior as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be a different kind of anxiety because he only smokes. Like for me, I related a lot with his like job, you know, and having to deal with Vincent and having to deal with like the things he does. But now it's a more emotional anxiety because it's about Poppy and basically, well, risking that she's gonna turn him away. And just as he's like starting to admit his feelings to himself fully. So I think it's, you know, it's like a different kind of scary to him.
Yeah. And he's considering the emotional state of somebody else as well, rather than there being physical repercussions. It's a lot of he's worrying about the emotional repercussions. Yeah. Then we've got Quincy on speakerphone, which I thought was quite funny as well. You sure you want a private conversation? I don't know. Tell her about what? About everything. About Goliath, the notebook, about Gil, about what I do for Vincent and the clan. Go on.
Yeah, before we continue, can we talk about his amazing outfit?
Yes.
His clothes from the car. Yeah, we were all expecting strawberry boxers. That's what we were all like hoping for. This is adorable.
I love
it. It just made me laugh. That's his spare clothes that he keeps in the car.
Like, you know, you would expect someone like Tora to just wear something plain and simple, but these are adorable. Like they're cute and happy. And first of all, oh my god! And also, like I have to say, this man is just not even normally like drop dead stunning. His giant thighs and his biceps and his chest, he's just there's. I'm going to use a phrase that comes from like a internal Jewish meme thing, but he's a stunning piece. Let's just say. I'll just send you guys the link to that later. It's like whatever, totally niche joke, but he's gorgeous.
Yeah, and doesn't he look so much more massive when he has little clothes on?
Yeah,
because his arms are like jutting out and his legs are there, and you're just like faced with a mass of body, really. I would be intimidated sitting next to that, but like in a good way.
So,
I think the ink makes it pop as well, doesn't it? All his tattoos.
Yeah.
It just make him look huge.
I love that they're
also
out.
Like, what?
I love that the tattoos are out.
Yeah, me too.
So actually, Shirin, my husband is also Dutch, right? So Dutch men are like the tallest in the world. So Yoel is 6'4", and he's also very broad and giant. Sadly, he's a bookworm. Like he doesn't work out at all. Like he's couch potato #1. But like, even so, his body is ginormous, and like I got used to it. And like every other like normal sized man, I'm like, oh, you're so tiny.
You know, maybe we should fuse our partners, because mine, he's only a small bit taller than me, but he's got like very tan skin. You know, he's got the dark hair, he's got the jawline too, and he's so fit. Like he's so athletic. It literally, I mean, neither of us really worked out over the last year. Me, I gained like 10 kilos or something. I gained so much weight eating the same things as him. He gained no weight. Literally, he's just started working out again. He has like 12% fat in his body. That's it. And I don't understand how. Like his metabolism is insane, and anything is like sport related comes so easy to him. He did like a headstand the other day for the first time, and it was on a stand-up paddleboard. And you know, it's like, you know, stand-up paddleboard, and they're like in
on the water.
They're super.
What?
Yeah, it was super
time.
wobbly, and he did a headstand. Yeah,
Oh
he's never done one before, and
that's crazy.
Like his friend is a yoga teacher, and she was like instructing him how to do it, and she was like, this is not fair. This is not fair at all. So if we would like combine him with your husband's size,
Yeah, we would get Tora.
we would get Tora.
So speaking, I was talking about the gym earlier. So we both signed up for a gym, which was like shocking in and of itself. My husband is just turning 40 and he's making a lot of lifestyle changes, which I thought he would never, ever make. Like he never paid attention to his health. He was not a healthy man at all. But now suddenly he's like, I'm 40, I'm going to die soon. And then he's like doing it. So we both signed up for a gym and I'm like, if that man actually works out, he will be like Chris Hemsworth, Jason Momoa. And I'm like, yes, please.
Well, I wish you good luck with that.
Thank you. I know. Yeah, we have to both wake up early to do it. So, and I'm not a morning person at all. So, yeah. Anyway,
So yeah, Tora wants to tell Poppy about everything, all of it, all of the stuff. So what do you think of? He said about Gil and about Goliath. We haven't really heard anything about Goliath for ages and ages. So what do you think it is that he wants to tell her about Goliath?
I mean, I do think he wants to tell her that she's in danger, right? Because that's also a quite recent revelation to us, that she's like in acute danger. I don't know if that could be related to Goliath, or if it's just related to Gil only, or he just wants to tell her that Gil's up to no good. Maybe he wants to tell her that he actually has a brother. I don't know.
yeah, we'll find out, right? Some information if he does that. I
So
think.
are we under the impression that Tora thinks Goliath is dead because he found the bloody shoe, but hasn't had any more communications or anything? Not that I can remember.
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, we don't think he's dead, but obviously we saw him. But still, I feel like maybe if Tora knows Goliath well, he would know that he's sneaky and very clever. And like honestly, I don't remember who suggested it, but someone recently suggested that maybe the bloody shoe was planted. Like, then Goliath wanted to fake his disappearance because he doesn't want the mafia to keep running after him. And if they assume he's dead, then he's safe, right? Because he already turned everyone in.
Yeah.
So that might have been a ploy of his.
Which doesn't help though, because Tora is the one who found the shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But maybe he was relying on Tora spreading, Goliath's, dead.
Yeah.
Well, and like Tora is known to be like his close friend, right? Or was his close friend. Yeah. So then he would be like reliable information.
The thing is, if Tora thought he was dead, I mean, he didn't mourn him at all. Right? And that would lead us to believe that he actually maybe doesn't care. But if he didn't care about Goliath, he wouldn't have gone to save him in the first place.
Yeah, because he makes a bit of a deal about getting out of bed, doesn't he?
Yeah, out of sofa.
Yes, sofa. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was, he's listing things off, and Goliath is right at the top of the list.
I think because she found the notebook that was by Goliath, and that he was there in the scene. So I think that's just like a basic explanation of, hey, you found the notebook that was owned by my friend, and he, is highly desired, and he's like being chased or was being chased, and he was a big clan member, and he had all this information. I think it's just general.
Plus, it's related to their very first encounter, right? Where he snapped that photo of her, and she's asked, like, why did you do it? And he told her basically, look, I can't really tell you why.
Yeah, that's true.
And so maybe that's part of it, that he's like, listen, this is why I did it.
I'm so excited that he wants to come clean to her. The fact that he's finally comfortable enough to tell her everything. And, what he says later is, I think, also just a really good sign of his character. But it's great that he finally feels secure enough to tell her and not be like ashamed.
Yeah.
Then we've got Quincy saying, I beg your pardon. Which made me giggle. Why on earth would you do that for? And then we've got the best panel, my favoritist panel in the whole episode. We've got Super Quincy, and I love him. Look at him with his little face mask and his cape, but no shirt, just his cape.
Well, per episode 66, he said that there have to be superheroes wearing nothing underneath. So if we go by that, he is indeed wearing nothing. And I was like, oh, well, by the way, I realized the cape technically like covers everything and where the camera is. I could have been wearing nothing underneath, but I wasn't going to do it.
Daring.
You might not have been happy with that.
And also someone pointed out his mug. She's like, you can't convince me that it doesn't say new pencil erections or something. What do you think it says? Something?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Quincy.
I
Our spot writer. Where is that chocolate, by the way? Or is it mouse? Never mind. Oh, shoot. I thought he was a chocolate fan like me. Oh, well.
Yeah, he's singing, and his little face as he realizes what it is that Tora means. I love this panel. I love it. It's brilliant.
So cute.
And then we've got a bit more detail in Quincy this time. We've got, oh wait, this has nothing to do with the notebook or the clan. He's right on the money there, isn't he?
I love it. He's so perceptive. Finally,
Yeah.
you know, he's like, my Tora buddy is in love.
Yeah.
His
What I
reaction to
find-
that is, I need a drink.
Yeah. What I find really stands out is Tora confiding in him in the first place.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we've kind of gotten to know Quincy as a bit of a busybody, you know, someone who'll, basically pry into Tora's affairs and be really nosy, and Tora normally shutting it down. And in this occasion, like, you know, it's something that's super dear to Tora, and he actually picks up the phone. He calls his brother. He calls Quincy, and he's like, look, I need to talk to you about this. And I think that, you know, that also, like, it's nice because Quincy probably like knows that Tora cares about him, whatever, but then it's just such a different thing for like Tora to actually show it, actually perform an action where he's like, look, I'm going to confide in you. And, you know, I mean, it's not even that he wants his advice. He just wants to share his plan with Quincy. And I thought that was like really special.
Yeah, definitely. I think most people think that Quincy has been trying to get Poppy and Tora together anyway, hasn't he? The whole Cordelia, one of the Cordelia theories, I remember him, was that he was gonna get Cordelia to flirt with Poppy to make Tora jealous, wasn't that? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious. He is indeed a busybody.
Yeah, so he's right in there, but I think it's really sweet that Quincy's taking it seriously as well. He's not kind of poking fun or being over the top or anything. He's just being a bro. He's being nice. So, yeah. Then we've got this next panel. Did this confuse anybody else? Was it just
At first,
me?
yeah.
I was looking at it.
At first, I thought this was Poppy. I thought this was Poppy thinking.
Yeah. I was like, what is it's a window.
I realized also he's so tall, he's all the way at the top of the window looking down.
Yeah, super tall. And he is looking outside, and he's not here yet. And yeah, I thought that was Poppy for a second, but it's not, it's Tora. Then we've got him back on the phone again, and then we're back into behaviorist territory. So this is where we've got more self-soothing, and we've got he's picked up the phone again now with his massive giant hands. How big are that man's hands? He'd be a fantastic pianist. So he's kind of, you know, gripping onto something, holding onto something, and then he's pacing around the room. So pacing around the room is displacement behavior. Displacement behavior, in a nutshell, occurs when you want, or you've got a drive to perform two or more different conflicting behaviors. So for humans, it's a little bit more complicated. Obviously, I'm an animal behaviorist. So when I see it in my line of work, it's usually like, I want the biscuit, but also I want that biscuit over there. And you get this kind of, oh my God, you know, where am I going to go? Where am I going to get the biscuit from? But for Tora, his body has been driven to move as a result of all of these conflicting emotions that he's feeling as he's kind of walking around and talking on the phone. He wants to tell Poppy. He's worried about telling Poppy. Should he tell Poppy? Should he not tell her? There's quite a lot going on there for him. And it brings it back. I thought it brought it back nicely to that, his name, you know, pacing like a caged tiger. I just thought that was quite a nice, interesting few panels. Then he's talking about, where was I? Before I can proceed with anything, so he's still thinking about the emotional effect that it's going to have. So she can make a, what the hell does she call it, informed decision.
Good job, Tora. He even used the correct, like he went, you know, so she can make a, and then when he found the correct word, he said an informed decision. So good job, Tora.
Yeah. And then he stops, and that's really important, again, behaviorally speaking, because that means that his behaviors have finished at that point. So whatever it is that he was conflicted about, he's come to a resolution, and that means that his body can relax, can stop. And then in the next panel, I love this panel. This is about me. And he's there in all his Tiger Rivera street glory and his amazing boxes.
Okay, I'm gonna be very crude here, and I know, like, I don't know, compared to some people in fandom, I'm not necessarily very crude, and I don't think I'm actually super sexual in real life, but that butt, I just want to like, it's so cute. It's so adorable. Oh.
It's a bit of a snack.
He's just gorgeous.
The other nice thing about that panel, apart from Tora, is that the rabbit is center stage. He's staring at the rabbit, which I took to be representing Poppy. So he's kind of, you know, staring at that. That's what he's thinking about. That's what has helped him to make his decision, maybe. So yeah. Where are we now? Oh no, I pressed a button. There it is. I can't believe I said all of that. I've got no idea what it means. And we're back to self-soothing behaviours. So gripping onto stuff and then distracting himself by changing the subject with himself, which I thought was quite.
I think, but I'm happy that he even began to think about it, because he really is, you know, acknowledging to himself that he's like, and getting, you know, he's making the decision to talk to her because he wants to get serious about her. And yeah, he is distracting himself like afterwards, but he, you know, he goes back to it anyway. But he's like really being honest, and he's, you know, acknowledging what she means to him.
Yeah.
And then everything changes a little. Did you want me to hand it over to you now, Mindy?
Okay, sure. So he looks at his phone. He's like, I think Pinky should be here soon. And he's like, I don't think she'll mind him sleeping here tonight, but I better check with her. And we see the text message that I sent to Pinky 3 hours ago. Forget about training tomorrow. I need a car now. Get a fast, silent one. Check that I have spare clothes inside. You have my garage password, car keys in the front cabinet. Drive to this address in 3 hours max. Don't let anyone else know. And Pinky, who was saved as effing Pinky in his phone, got it. Come down now, big bro. So apparently after his potato incident, he was like, okay, I need a car. And like, I don't know if he trusted that Moonbright has car rentals, but Tora seems like a car guy, you know? So he seems like he has a whole garage full of cars, because he's like, get a fast, silent one. Like, how many cars does he have?
Well, I guess it's probably similar to Quincy. Like, I first thought it was only Quincy that has like a garage full of cars. But I guess it's Tora as well. Which makes it even stranger that he had to jack that blue car to go up to Regina's Peak.
Probably because he didn't want to be associated with like that car. Like, he didn't want anyone to trace it back to him.
Yeah. But so when I read this, I thought, and it probably mistaken, but I thought it meant that basically he wanted to swap with Pinky, like that he wanted to leave. And that's why he wanted a fast silent car, because he wanted to like still go back that night. That is how I understood it. But I think rereading it and also reading like some Patreon comments, I think that is not what he's trying to do. Like he just wants to have the car there, I guess.
There was something wrong with the other car, wasn't there? Jewelry messed with it.
Yeah, but I mean, if he just like, if it's just to get back to Naren, he wouldn't have to have Pinky come in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's true.
Tomorrow,
Yeah,
I think that based on the fact that he stopped where Goliath was, where Goliath like had, you know, where this whole scooter incident happened, I think he might want to go back there and investigate, and that's maybe why he wants a fast silent one. He wants to do some digging around tomorrow in area, and maybe he just wants to start early in the morning.
Maybe that's his favorite one. I don't know. Maybe that's his favorite one, the fast silent one.
A fast silent one. He sounds like he has a couple of them.
Yeah.
You know? And Pinky is, you know, very acquiescent, and he's like, I'm coming now. So I don't know. I'm not at this moment in my life. I'm like, oh, Aaron's in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh, so, but yeah, I guess they're young. And he thinks to himself, it's been 3 hours. How did this much time pass since we reached here? So like, yeah, time flies when you're having fun, bro. And then he has doubts, and he's like, maybe I should give it a couple more weeks. I might be thinking with my dick again. And I'm getting her in trouble because of that. And I love how he's so honest, where he's like acknowledging how attracted he is to her, and you know, maybe that's clouding his judgment. And I love that. Yeah. I think it's very wise. And at this moment, he looks really, at the.
Sorry. I think it's quite sweet that he trusts Pinky as well. I would have thought if he wanted the car bringing or something like that, he would have got hold of Gyu.
Gyu is guarding the compound, though.
Yeah, I suppose he is, isn't he?
And since he's already suspecting that like Poppy is in danger, I don't think he would want to like remove him from there.
Yeah. Sorry, excuse me. I just thought it was sweet how Tora obviously trusts Pinky as well, or fucking Pinky as well.
Yeah.
Even though he refuses to call him by his real name.
So Tora at this moment feels very judged by a certain bunny rabbit, Light. And he looks at him and he's like, yeah, I got a filthy mind. So effing what? Oh, it was great. I loved it. And he's like, that's what happens when you have reproductive organs, butt face. And I love it. First of all, he's using the word reproductive organs. I think that's pretty sophisticated. And I think it's also true, like 100%. Like that is what happens, you know, most people at least. Let's see what you'll do if you're at some lake with the cutest chick you ever met, and then you fall in what?
The lake, obviously.
Oh, he stammers, and he's just like confronted by the reality, and he's like, do I admit it to myself? The bunny is accusing me. Have I fallen in love? What's that song from Hercules? I just won't say na 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 na. Something. I won't say I'm falling in love, right?
I won't say I won't say I'm in love. Yeah. At least out loud.
Disney a lot better than
I'm in love.
Yes, Tora. Yeah. Say it. You're falling in love.
I know, but I love that. Like, so a couple of episodes back, we had Poppy kind of beginning to admit her attraction for him by, you know, purposefully like choosing an outfit that felt a bit sexier and more stepping into her own. And for her, like this physical stuff, you know, we've always seen her kind of try and escape it before, you know, by pushing him off the stairs or running away in Aries Street and things like that. And for him, you know, he's starting to get there emotionally, where, you know, he was so close to admitting to himself what kind of feelings he has for her. So I think like they're both making such huge steps. And a trip like this, oh my God, I mean, that feelings can develop fast if it's a night or two or whatever. Change the setting and everything changes.
I love this. I was so happy to see this like admitted admission. Yeah. And at this moment, we have someone coming to interrupt his reverie, and we hear a creak, and we hear Poppy's voice. Sorry, it took me a while to dry out my hair. And we see Poppy coming in, and she is wearing Tora's pajamas. She says, turns out your jammies are really comfy too. She's wearing the Rourke t-shirt that he wore at the restaurant. So cute. And Tora is flummoxed at the sight because he goes, Pinkies, and he's all hoarse. So cute.
There's a panel that I've drawn in one of the upcoming episodes of my comic, and it really reminded me of when I saw this. I was like, I drew that too. And it's Nestoras, who is he's a little cinnamon roll character. He is not very comfortable with being flirted with, and it's just Nestoras.exe has stopped working, and it's that exact facial thing. It just made me laugh. I love it. That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, we all do this to Tora, and Tora is doing it to Poppy. So
yep,
we do to Poppy too. It's the truth. She's adorable, and yeah, it's obviously it's a shirt. There's no pants underneath. I mean, not that we can see. And he's just like, excuse me, Pinky's coming with the car. Can you stay here tonight? And she's like, sure. He can have Granny's room. I'll get new sheets for him. Now we know that she talked about the guest room, right? So there's still ostensibly a guest room for Tora, Poppy's room, and a Granny's room. So we haven't gotten to the oh no, just one bed trope yet, but we're all hoping it'll get there, that they'll stay in one place, not in the guest room.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting too, though, that she just kind of doesn't question it at all. You know, he's just like, yeah, my buddy's coming, and she's like, okay.
That's true, right? He didn't even say he's coming. Oh no, he did say he's coming with a car. Okay, fine. I guess he did give some kind of explanation, so I guess maybe that's why. Yeah. Because she knew he said he would have to get a new car. I'm still not clear why a potato would ruin a car permanently, but okay, it's fine.
Somebody explained it on Patreon, but I've already forgotten it again.
Oh, okay, someone who actually knows cars, because I'm not one of them.
Yeah, I was like, can't you just take it out? But apparently, if it's like jammed in there, it's not so easy. But I don't know.
Yeah, Poppy's coming closer, and Tora is just like ready to receive her. He opens his legs, grabs her by the waist, and she's excited. She like blushes and smiles, and she tells him, hold still for a moment, Tora. And by the way, just seeing this, like I knew, I was like, he's for sure gonna grab her. Like there's no way he sees her like this and does not want to like touch her.
Yeah, but that panel like that you described, where his legs are like much wider open and he holds her, I'm just like, like Midnight Poppyland is so special to me because it brings back those feelings that you have when you first getting with someone, those like that like honeymoon phase, and everything is new and exciting, and there's still this uncertainty, everything's like sparkling, or sparking, whatever. But it's so exciting, and you're tingling all the time, and your heart's beating fast. Like I haven't been there in a long time, and I feel like I hope that I will never be there again, but it's such an exciting period when you're realizing these things about yourself. And like I'm just imagining, like, if I was Poppy in that situation, I would just be like, I don't know, nerves all over. And like, it's such a special moment because it's such a different level of intimacy again, because it seems so familiar, they're not overthinking what they're doing right now. It's like, oh yeah, it's normal that I'm holding you like this right now. I thought that was really cute.
I thought it was really cute that Poppy wanted to wear that. She was wearing that flowery dress, wasn't she? To look nice for Tora when she was in the office. But no, what does it for Tora is his own pajamas on her.
Right. And also what's funny is that like she's in her house. Presumably she has her own pajamas, but she's wearing Tora's.
Yeah.
I have got dinosaur on the front.
I think this whole episode shows like a very, very big step up in closeness and in comfort with each other. Because like you said, Shirin, like they're not asking each other, they're not hesitant, they're just like doing it. They're going for it. They feel clearly very comfortable. So like what Poppy does next is an example of that. She says, hold still for a moment, Tora, and close your eyes. And he's like, and he's like, what's she doing? And she's blushing and she's like, something. And you see her reaching out and brushing his eyelashes. Oh, and she's like, something I've wanted to do for the longest time since the day at the stairs. And he doesn't know which stairs. He's like, which stairs? When we're at the fallen, and everyone's like, no, episode 7 or whatever it was, like 7 or 8. And they're running after Mr. Lamb. She's like, wow, his eyelashes are so long. Yes, that, I mean, we remember like that image because his eyelashes are amazing. So yes, Tora, I know you don't know, but long eyelashes have an effect on women. Oh, that's adorable. I also love touching people's eyelashes. When my husband and I met, okay, this is gonna be very funny. So Orthodox people are not supposed to like touch before they're married, like men and women. But obviously it's very difficult if you're in love with someone. So my husband and I, we would flutter each other's eyelashes in each other's eyelashes because it was like not really touching, but yes, touching. By the way, we didn't actually, we couldn't like exactly keep it, but whatever. That was our innocent stuff, was like putting the eyelashes together. Oh yeah. And she's like, darn it, I should have let him know my weak spot. She's like, none in particular. I'm like, why not, Poppy? Just tell him.
As if he doesn't know anyway.
Yeah. The next thing makes me wonder if Poppy knows like how eyelashes work.
I don't know. Yeah, she's like, does it bother you that your eyelashes are this long? Don't they poke you in your eye a lot? And he's like, I tried cutting them off when I was a kid. And she's like, oh, why, Tora? They look so nice. They just grew back even longer or something. And she laughed. She's like, I don't think that's how it works, cutie pie. So I don't know. I mean, I never tried cutting my eyelashes.
No, I mean like, because she says, are they not poking you in the eye? But like they're facing away from your eye, like.
Right. I don't know. Exactly.
No, I'm wearing
I didn't know what she
lashes
meant by that.
in the world today. You see those?
Oh wow.
They're not poking me in the eye. I'm all good.
Yeah. I think she was making nervous conversation.
Maybe. Well, they might poke her in the eye if they kiss, but yeah, they wouldn't poke him. But it's so cute. She calls him a cutie pie. She pokes his nose, which is like, you know, people do that to kids. So it's like, I think they're, you know, I think when people are comfortable with their partner, they in many ways revert back to being childish. Like, you know, I always say like, whenever I'm in bed at night and I just don't want to get out, I'm like, I don't want to go, the bathroom's too far. Can you get me this? I act like a total baby. And I don't do that about anyone else, you know? So yeah, our partners get the most cozy side of us.
I love the little boop. I do that with we've got loads and loads and loads of pets. I do that with all of them, just constantly, and my other half. Nobody
like
knows
the
the safe in
reverse.
my house.
It's like the reverse of him like pinching her cheek.
Yeah.
Although Tora, that is really uncomfortable. You should stop doing it.
Not used to getting that treatment. I mean, if he was adopted when he was like 5 or 6 and his family situation was messed up before, he probably didn't have anyone giving him these cute little affectionate gestures as a kid. So this is like his first time, and obviously like a chance to rewrite the script, you know, in a way. Oh, it's great. It's very adorable. And he blushes. So cute. And yeah, and he's like, again, like totally overcome by emotion. He just grabs her and she's like, what? And he just like throws her down on the bed and they're lying there together, and it's so cute. Oh my God. Yeah, and he says Ned's line. He's like, you keep teasing me like that and I'll show you how it works. And you know, they're thudding and she's like, oh, not Uncle Ned's line. And this whole scene, like seeing them here, I was just like grinning the whole time. They're so comfy. Poppy's laughing. They're just so comfortable with each other, and they're such a couple. I love it.
It's almost more intimate, this bit, than when they're kissing right at the beginning of the episode. It's kind of, it's just a different level, isn't it?
Yeah, because I think the one before it was more like a horny intimacy, and this is like a familiar one, you know. It's like you're just, I mean, not to say that they're not about to kiss again, because I would, but they're, you know, so close to each other and comfortable. And being in bed is like a really vulnerable place to be as well, I think, you know. It like immediately brings this level of intimacy that, you know, maybe a couch wouldn't or anywhere else would.
Yeah.
So cute.
But he's still being quite respectful. His hands are not on her. He's just kind of whipped her onto the bed and rolled her over. And but then he's kind of left his hands on himself, which I think, such a gentleman. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are
And
those all like his spare clothes on the bed, by the way? Like those folded shirts and stuff. Whose are those?
looks like it.
I didn't notice those.
Wait, is that what it's meant when it said spare clothes in the beginning?
maybe.
I thought it meant the
Uh-huh.
ones he's wearing.
Yeah, me too.
He doesn't seem like a polo shirt kind of guy, but okay, who knows?
It's his hand-me-downs.
They're not that visible in that panel where it says the spare clothes. I don't know. They're like on there, but they're not that visible. Mystery.
All our fluff and cutiness is interrupted because we have and with of course the image of his adorable little underwear, which is again just want to slap that butt. Sorry.
Yeah.
And we have the phone. It says, warning, highly unusual movement detected at balcony area. Boom. The end. No.
Dun.
I know. Can we scroll back up and just act like it stops 2 panels higher?
Well, I am actually excited because I also like the suspense and intrigue. But
Yeah.
oh my, yeah, I'm like, no, their like makeout session is gonna be interrupted, and we're not gonna have more cuteness. If he
so
notices,
scared for
I feel like
you.
he might not notice. Like it's not, they didn't make a sound. It was just a buzz. I don't know. Do you think Tora's gonna be so overcome by like Poppy that he won't even notice, and that will be like lead to a spiral?
Maybe. Pinky's coming though, isn't it? I was expecting Pinky to interrupt them. I was like, Lily's not going to let this go on for too long. There's going to be something. And I was expecting it to be Pinky turning up in the car, and then that happened instead. So I don't know. Maybe it will get missed.
What's happening to you? Like, was he overpowered? Is he like noticing something now and trying to stop it? Like, what's going on? Who is it? Who's at her balcony? What do you think, guys? Do you have any theories?
Oh,
I think it's Gil.
Yeah, it could be.
Because the whole Poppy is in danger arc kind of went hand in hand with, them revealing that they actually know that Gil is shady. Then again, I don't know. Things tend to come together.
Could it be the Mystery Rose Mafia gang that we've seen little glimpses of?
I have honestly no idea.
I'm excited though. I'm so excited for next episode. Whether it's more kisses or whether it's like, mafia intrigue, I'm excited.
Yeah. I just hope that Gil doesn't get hurt. I love him so much.
I know. Oh, he's a precious little peach, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, last time I was on, I was reading out the part where I think I was the one reading it where he was taking his round, and we were like, kind of foreshadowed that something was gonna happen with him. And now this episode again, there's danger with you.
Always the good ones dying first, right? Sorry. I don't think he's gonna die. I hope not, but not yet. I feel like he would be a good character to kill off at the end in like some massive thing, but I don't know. I don't know if the story is gonna be that tragic.
Refuse. I refuse.
I don't want any of them to be killed off.
Charge, Vincent.
Listen, if not even Goliath is dead, the person who was supposed to be dead, then I can't have you be dead. I don't think it'll be one of those stories where like no one stays dead, like suddenly Poppy's dad pops out and he's like, I was the 8-legged spider.
Oh, yeah. Probably funny.
I
Anyway, do you guys have anything more to say on this episode before we move on to the bonus question?
Only thank you, Lily.
Yeah. It was perfect.
So good.
All right. Well, I will stop the recording now so that we can go on to the next one.